Yuba, it's me, and welcome to episode 28 of The Weekly Whisper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero, and I'm here to talk all things 365 Pro Wrestling, and it's funny how karma works. A couple of weeks ago, I was begging for some news to talk about, like, please, just someone throw me a bone. Well, be careful what I wish for, I guess, because now there's almost too much to fit in one episode, but I'm going to do my best, bring you up to date on everything that's happening in 365 Pro Wrestling. As you know, last week I mentioned the first live event that we're going to be having in Campbell River, August 1st, in the Willow Point Hall, and due to the social distancing and the bylaw guidelines, they're only allowed to sell what I was claiming to be 40 or so tickets, but it actually has been reported as only 30 tickets, and they only have 10 of those left as of the filming of this video. Now, this video does not get released right away. I got to do some editing and whatnot, so by the time I'm done getting this up on YouTube, there might be even less. So you better get on that if you're even thinking of the possibility of maybe even getting these tickets. But so with that being said, some of the stuff has been talked about. The first match has been announced, and this is a big one. The very first women's champion in the history of 365 Pro Wrestling will be crowned. That's right, the first match announced is also going to be for the first ever women's championship. We got Rhea Von Slasher versus Liza Hall. In the comments, drop it. Who do you think is going to be the first ever 365 women's champion? And if you've seen the pictures online of the championship belt, it's a really prestigious looking title and both deserving competitors. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not making a choice, but I'll leave it up to you guys to do that. Also, some other news came out today. As of Friday, in a couple days here, it's Tuesday now, but like as of Friday, Ontario out the Eastway has just gone into phase 3 where they're allowed indoor gatherings of up to 50 people and outdoor gatherings of up to 100. But so some people are saying wrestling's back on. Some people are saying that no sports or physical contact is allowed, so wrestling would be ruled out. I haven't seen anything in print in that. I did not watch the press conference. I read about some of the things like gyms reopening and whatnot. But we're getting closer and closer. And I'll update this on the next week of the Weekly Whisper. I'll let you know for sure what plans in place to professional wrestling out here in Ontario. But there's still some going on in BC. Gives us a lot to talk about. And if you've gone on the website or you haven't, they've made some additional details to the show. There will be a hand sanitizing station when you walk in the door. There will be separate doors for entry and for departure. And groups of 6 is the largest allowed to sit together. And then they're going to space out those groups. So if you have a bigger group than that, you're going to have to split up your group into 2 groups. And man, it's just so exciting. I've been... Like, every day I dream that I'm going to be able to talk about wrestling matches coming up again. And they have announced some of the other roster members, some of the talent that will be appearing on the show. But as of right now, the only match announced is the one that I was just talking about. And we already got some sponsors, Fitness Etc. A big, huge shout out to them for sponsoring the show. If you're in anywhere on the Vancouver Island area, get to them. They're on Dogwood Street there for any of your nutritional needs. And just... the loyalty they've shown after all this time to continue being a sponsor is just, man, it's pretty special to have them on board. So, also, we've been seeing the anniversary celebration, which is, oh geez, it's only like, well, I know they're doing it on the 25th, but the official date is the 22nd, but we're about a week away. And Precise Paul Wright, Irelander Wright, whatever you want to call him, every day he's been dropping yearly summaries. He's been going through each year, starting with 2005, and giving some highlights of the year and what stood out most to him, some great statistics. So check them out. They're all over the social media pages. Pretty interesting stuff there. I love seeing my name mentioned, as I'm sure everybody else. It's more fun when you see yourself brought up in that, though. But the anniversary online celebration will be on the 25th, and there's some amazing stuff. And as always, we always talk about the YouTube channel, as that's the biggest thing, or it was the biggest thing for maybe a couple months there. And it's still plowing away, still daily videos, usually between, I would say, about between 7 to 15 videos a day. You got your weekly whispers, you got your podcasts, and then I was told about a week or so after this August 1st event in Campbell River, British Columbia, that some of the videos will start appearing online. So not only are we going to be having all the old matches still go up, but there's still some of those that are ready to go up. We're going to see some new content being brought to life and maybe some interviews and stuff like that, but some of the matches, including the first ever women's champion being crowned. And now I have noticed that Jordie Taylor, the old greedy bastard, the grand champion, has been announced for the show here, but it has not been made official yet if his championship will be on the line or not. And it's just going to be interesting to see. A lot of the people have not wrestled in about 4 months, and just to see if they're going to bring anything different to the table. Are they going to have new gear, maybe a new signature move to debut if they've had 4 months to sit and think about it instead of wrestling 2 or 3 times a weekend? So we're going to see maybe some new alliances have got formed. You just never know what's going to happen and how different things can change in about 4 months' time. So speaking of the YouTube and the daily videos coming out, I did the top 5 today. I always do a top 5. Everybody likes those, I guess, right? So this is the top 5 YouTube videos on the 365 Pro Wrestling channel that you can check out. And so we're going to start off. The first one is Nicole Matthews versus Judas Icarus. I can't remember if this is in Comox, BC or Duncan, BC, but that match, and shout out to Judas Icarus as he is the only male in these top 5 videos, and that has 17,000 views. And then coming in at number 4, we got Casey Spinelli versus Leah Von Dutch in the Alpine Club about 5 years ago, and that one also has 17,000 views, but just a couple of more than the Nicole Matthews Judas Icarus match. And then at number 3, we got Courtney Rush versus Casey Spinelli. Shout out to Casey Spinelli being on the list twice, and that has 23,000 views. So, man, some of these are really getting up there. And then at the number 2 spot, we got Gabriella Vanderpool versus Jules Malone with 26,000 views. And this one blows them all out of the water. At number 1, we got Amy Victoria in the Red Chevron Club in Guelph, stripping to her hometown colors. The 21st Century Fox takes exception, runs out there, and Misty Haven makes the save. And all 4 of the other videos put together has more views. It has 227,000 views altogether. And so check out those videos and all the other great content that goes up on 365. This is episode 28 of the Weekly Whisper, so we're more than halfway through the year there, and we'll have some more great news next week. So all the thing that's left to do is like, or you get a leg drop, comment, or you get a clothesline, subscribe, or you get a suplex, and share, or you get a sleeper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba.